Hello students. In this video, we'll cover the current affairs from 1st of Feb to 10th of Feb. So let's begin. So Samsung surpasses Intel as world's top semiconductor company in 2021. So South Korean electronics manufacturing giant Samsung Electronics surpassed US chip maker Intel to become the world's leading chip maker by revenue in 2021. And while Intel posted relatively flattish results, Samsung took the lead with a strong DRAM and NAND flash market performance. So students, DRAM and NAND, these are two types of, memories that we have that are sold in the market. So NAND is basically a memory that stores data even when it is not connected to a power source, the way your phone battery does. Whereas DRAM only works when it is connected to some power source, right? However, DRAM is supposed to be better in terms of efficiency. So Samsung has gone on to become the world's top semiconductor company in 2021. Moving on. So, these are some other memory vendors that continue to lead the industry. So SK Hynix and Qualcomm students, right? Some important takeaways: Samsung Electronics headquarter, Swansea, South Korea students, founder Lee Byung-chul, and CEO is, well, the three people, Kim Hyun-suk and Kim Ki-nam and Ko Dong-jin. Okay. So moving on, India's first geological park will be built in Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh, students. So the first ever geological park of India will be built in Lamheta, Jabalpur in Madhya Pradesh. And they've already got the approval from Geological Survey of India. And the park will be constructed with an investment of rupees 35 crores over 5-acre land, students. And why they've chosen Lamheta as the place for the first geological park is because of its location. It is one of the most significant places in the world from the geological point of view. Now, what is a geopark, students? Geopark is a unified area which advances the protection and use of geological heritage in a sustainable manner. It also promotes the economic well-being of the people living there, students, right? And quick takeaways: Madhya Pradesh capital Bhopal, Governor Mangubhai C. Patel, and Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan. Next, students, Tata Sky rebrands itself as Tata Play. So Tata Sky has dropped the Sky brand name after 15 years and has rechristened itself as Tata Play, students. So the DTH company has joined hands with Netflix to offer new OTT content-centric channel packs as well. And the new name would be visible to the viewers. And basically, they've adopted this new name. They've rechristened themselves just to sort of, they wanted a name that sort of reflects their expanded digital products. So now Tata Play was founded in 2006. It is a joint venture between the Tata Sons, the Walt Disney Company, with Temasek Holding Singapore having 10%. Next, students, HPCL, Hindustan Petroleum, it has entered into the non-fuel retail sector, students, with the Happy Shop, right? So the company has announced the opening of 2 more convenience stores of Happy Shop on January 31st, 22, and they would be located in Mumbai and Visakhapatnam. So basically, with these new chain of convenience stores, HPCL has forayed into the non-fuel retail store, students. So HPCL is headquartered in Mumbai and its CEO and chairperson, Mukesh Kumar Surana. Next, students, Khelo India 2022 scheme allocation increases by 48% in budget. So the budget has announced, an allocation of it has increased the allocation of Khelo India by 48%. And Khelo India, students, it's a flagship scheme of the Ministry of Sports. And this is basically to promote sports culture in the country, such that it also leads to economic development, students, right? And it aims at infusing sports culture and achieving sporting excellence in the country, thus allowing the populace to harness the power of sports students. The Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Anurag Singh Thakur students. Next, students, US regains top spot as India's trade partner in 2021. So the United States was India's top trading partner in the calendar year 21 with a trade of $112.3 billion students. So basically, US is the topmost trading partner. It has emerged as the topmost trading partner of India, followed by China students. So, India runs a overall negative trade balance with most countries. That means it exports less than it imports. However, with US, the case is different. We run a trade surplus with US. That means we export more to US than we import students. And US has been, the top trading partner of India for a while, but there was a, dip in the trade during this whole pandemic period. And the primary items that India exports to US are like gems and jewelry and petroleum products, fuels, and in the recent past, we've exported nuclear reactors and some electronic items as well to the US. So in 2020, China was India's top trading partner, and US was in the second rank. But before that, US was indeed India's top trading partner. So this is the list of India's top 10 trading partner students: USA, China, UAE. So UAE and Saudi Arab is for obvious reasons because of the petroleum imports, and followed by Switzerland, Hong Kong, Singapore, Iraq, Indonesia, and South Korea. Next, students, Exim Bank extends a $500 million credit line to Sri Lanka students. Now, we all know that Sri Lanka is going through its worst economic slowdowns and is facing the worst ever foreign exchange crisis. So India, as a responsible neighbor, has extended a line of credit of $500 million to the government of the Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka. So line of credit, students, it's like an instrument. It's a soft loan, students, wherein the credit is extended at very concessional nominal rate. So in this case, it's about 2%, students, and the borrower is supposed to return the amount. India has extended a line of credit of $500 million, students. So the fund will be used by island nation for the purchase of petroleum products, students, right? Because they are facing a huge crunch of petrol, students, right? To the extent that there are regular power cuts in the country and they're not able to meet their basic energy needs. So with the signing of the new LOC agreement, the total LOC extended by Exim Bank to Sri Lanka till date has reached 10, taking the total value of LOCs extended to USD 2.18 billion. Next, students, Indian Institute of Science commissions one of India's most powerful supercomputers, Param Pravega, students. Please keep the name in mind, Param Pravega. So the Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, has installed and commissioned Param Pravega, one of the most powerful supercomputers in India. It is also the largest supercomputer in an Indian academic institution. And it has a total supercomputing capacity of 3.3 petaflop, students, which equals about 1015 operations per second. Now, this supercomputer has been designed by the Center for Development of Advanced Computing, CDAC, students, right? And this has been developed under the National Supercomputing Mission, students, which is a joint initiative of Department of Science and Technology and Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Okay, so legendary singer Lata Mangeshkar passes away, students. Legendary singer Lata Mangeshkar has passed away at the age of 92 after suffering a multi-organ failure. And she began her career as a singer back in 1942, and she recorded a number of songs in over 36 Indian and foreign languages. And she was the recipient of Dada Saheb Phalke Award in 1990. Then she was also bestowed with Padma Bhushan in 1969 and Bharat Ratna in 2001. So that's an irreparable loss to our music industry and to the country as a whole. Next, students, JNU Vice Chancellor M. Jagdesh Kumar named as new chairman of UGC. So UGC has a new chairman, M. Jagdesh Kumar, who is the current JNU Vice Chancellor. So the post of UGC chairman was vacant since December 2021 after Professor DP Singh resigned upon attaining 65 years of age. And about M. Jagdesh Kumar, so he's 60 years old and holds a master's degree and PhD from IIT Madras. He has also completed his postdoctoral research at the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, University of Waterloo at Ontario, Canada. And he's also a visiting faculty at IIT Delhi. Next, students, Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveiled Statue of Equality 2022. So PM Narendra Modi has dedicated to the nation 216 feet tall Statue of Equality in Hyderabad to commemorate the 11th century Bhakti saint Ramanuja Chara. So Ramanuja Chara, students, he was a Bhakti saint, and his central message, his primary message to the world was that of equality in all aspects of living in terms of faith, caste, creed, right? And this statue has been conceptualized by China Jier Swami of Sri Ramanujacharya Ashram. And this statue was inaugurated as part of the 12th day Sri Ramanuja Samaroh, which is the ongoing 1000th birth anniversary of celebrations of Bhakti saint. And students, it is reported that this statue has been, casted in Sri Lanka, and it was only installed in India. So the government has received a lot of flack and criticism that something as basic as a statue was casted in, China. So there's a company called Aerosun that is supposed to, have built this statue. So about Ramanuja Chara, students, he was an Indian philosopher, Hindu theologian, social reformer, and one of the most important exponents of the Sri Vaishnavism tradition within Hinduism. And his philosophical foundation for devotionalism were influential to the Bhakti movement. Then students, India's first artificial intelligence-based job platform for persons with disabilities has been launched. It is known as Suraj Ability. And IIT Hyderabad has launched this beta version of Suraj Ability, a job portal powered by artificial intelligence that helps people with disabilities acquire relevant skills. And very interestingly, this platform will analyze the profiles of the job seekers and suggest the skills they would require to become eligible. And it is targeted at helping the vulnerable sections of the society, students. And it has been developed in association with the Youth for Jobs, Visual Quest, and Kotak Mahindra Bank students. So IIT Hyderabad, of course, offers its expertise in AI, and Visual Quest has developed a platform. Youth for Jobs would provide skilling services to job seekers, and the project is funded by Kotak Mahindra. So 4 companies coming together, 4 institutions, organizations coming together to make this a reality. And students, this is important because in India, we have 21 million persons with disabilities, and about 70% of them are either unemployed or underemployed, right? So it was high time that we take cognizance of this issue and upskill the disabled people so that they can also enter the job market. Next, students, LIC tie up with the Policy Bazaar for digital distribution of life insurance, students. So LIC, students, it has long relied on its 1.33 million agents for distributing products. So LIC was not very heavily, investing in or making use of digital platforms or digital technology to sell its products. But now LIC has tied up with the Policy Bazaar to digitally offer a wide range of life insurance investment products to its customers across India. And this is to facilitate seamless digital distribution of life insurance products and boost financial inclusion across India. So basically, the primary purpose behind using digital platform or technology is financial inclusion, right? Because, we all know that India now has a good level of internet penetration, and there is digital internet connectivity or infrastructure laid out even in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities, the smaller cities, and now they're taking it to the villages as well. So this alliance will provide insurance services in smaller cities to ensure financial inclusion and social security. And it will increase its penetration digitally in rural and remote areas and offer a wide range of term and investment products to the customers. Next, students, India announces diplomatic boycott of opening and closing ceremony of Winter Olympic students. So the 2022 Winter Olympics has kicked off on February 4 in Beijing, China, and will continue till February 2022. Now, the opening ceremony was held at Beijing's National Stadium, known as the Bird's Nest. But India has announced the diplomatic level boycott of the Beijing Winter Olympics opening and closing ceremony, students. That no Indian official would attend the opening and closing ceremony. So not that India would not participate in the Olympics, but India would boycott, the opening and the closing ceremony. And only one of its athlete has been sent to attend the event. So what is the reason behind the boycott, students? The reason is that China has picked a Chinese soldier known as Kui Fabao as Olympic torchbearer. And this person was involved in the Galwan incident on June 15, 2020, which had resulted in the death of 20 Indian soldiers, including a colonel, right? So it was to register their, dissatisfaction with this decision of China, or the selection of this Chinese soldier as the Olympic torchbearer that India has chosen to boycott it. Then about the 22 Winter Olympic students, this is the first time that both Winter and Summer Olympics have been organized in the same country. And this event will include a record of 109 events over 15 disciplines and 7 sports, students. Then, students, India becomes the first country to administer COVID-19 DNA vaccine. So the ZyCoV-D, students, it is the world's first plasmid DNA vaccine. It has been produced by Ahmedabad-based vaccine manufacturer Zydus Vaccine, students. And it was administered for the first time in Patna. So we know, students, that we have a number of vaccines that have been cleared for emergency use. And they're based on different technologies, students. For example, Covaxin is based on inactivated, virus. Then your Moderna and Pfizer, they are based on this one, RNA technology, right? Then your Covishield is based on, Sputnik is based on vector technology. Similarly, this one is based on DNA vaccine, wherein they sort of deliver the gene of the virus into the person, inject that into the person, wherein the gene replicates itself and thus stimulates the immune system to, stimulates it, that it gets activated. So this is a painless and needleless vaccine, students, given at an interval of 28 days and 56 days, students. And it is the second India-made vaccine to get emergency authorization in India after Bharat Biotech's Covaxin, students. And the Indian government approved emergency use authorization for Zydus Vaccine's DNA vaccine earlier this year. Next, students, NASA will retire International Space Station. So we had this International Space Station, students, which has been orbiting for over 2 decades. And an international crew of astronauts and cosmonauts were on board conducting groundbreaking scientific investigations. But now NASA has chosen to retire it, and it will be operational till 2031, and then it would crash into an uninhabited area in the Pacific Ocean known as Point Nemo, students. Next, students, RBI to observe Financial Literacy Week 2022. So we know that every year RBI, conducts this Financial Literacy Week. So this year it would be conducted between February 14 to 18, students. And this is to propagate financial education messages on a particular theme across the country. And the banks have been advised to disseminate the information and create awareness among the customers and the general public. And this year theme is Go Digital, Go Secure. And the theme is aligned with one of the strategic objectives of the National Strategy for Financial Education, that to make digital transactions safe and secure, students. And it's going to focus on the convenience of digital transactions, security, the safety that comes with it, and protection to consumers. Next, students, Instagram encourages people to take a break from social media. So Instagram has announced the launch of Take a Break in all the countries, including India, to empower people to make informed decisions about the way they're spending time, students. So, there was a sense that there is, so even though the consumption of Instagram is on the rise, in fact, it's humongous. People are spending, especially the youth, spend a lot of time on internet, but there was a sense of negativity, especially among the parents and teachers and guardians, that it leads to a lot of time wastage and hampers the productivity of the youth, students. So Instagram has come up with this campaign. It is known as Be the Young, called Break Zaruri Hai, and it has launched it worldwide. And this is, there's a feature, Instagram has introduced this feature that will show up for people as they have been scrolling for a certain amount of time. So a notification would be sent that, they've been scrolling for quite some time, and now they need to take a break and focus on other things, right? So it would send reminders to take more breaks, students. And they will also be shown expert-backed tips to help them reflect and reset, students. So this campaign is to make the people aware of this feature, and wherein they can turn on the reminders. So basically, the Take a Break reminders built on Instagram's existing time management tool, including daily limit, which lets people know that they have reached the total amount of time that they would want to spend on internet or Instagram, right? So basically, I think this is a very positive move, wherein the youth are encouraged to sort of reflect and pause and reflect on their daily usage of social media, particularly Instagram, so that they can make informed decision as to how they would want to engage with the platform, and how much time they would want to spend on it every day. Next, students, Bloomberg Billionaires Index. So according to this Billionaires Index, Gautam Adani overtook Mukesh Ambani as the Asia's richest person, students. And with a nearly $12 billion jump in his personal wealth, he has become the 10th richest person in the world. And globally, Musk was named as the world's richest person, and he was followed by Jeff Bezos. Okay, so that's all for this video, students. I will see you very soon with another video. Bye-bye. Take care.